You see the truth behind the veil, and you know that they're just looking for attention. Oh, you don't let the ruthlessness prevail. Oh, it's time to light your fires for ascension. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire, burn a thirst and desire. You transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes.
Shine bright up all night, we're never slowing down. Fall in love, drunk mistakes, we're bound to hit the ground. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only a day. We got 24
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your time. Today is April 27th, 2024, 3:08 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. It's great to see you all in chat. Thank you so much, Blue Jeans and
Thank you for
Pearls.
your patronage.
Very
Thank you.
sweet of you.
Appreciate the
Thank you, my
gifted
dear.
sub. Appreciate the
There
gifted.
we go. Oops, wrong one, wrong one. I'm getting used to these buttons. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Amy. Very sweet of you. Very sweet of you. Got a lot to talk about today, going over again the Sebastian Rogers case. And we're going to be talking timeline today. Lots about the timeline and the beginning days of when Sebastian went missing. Those are the most important keys, in my opinion, when law enforcement, when they don't think it's so much maybe a criminal investigation. Although, and I want to be clear on this, they have not said, they have not named anyone a suspect. The things that I will talk about today are my opinion and my opinion only. And so, yeah, I just want to thank you, Angela. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my dear. It's very sweet of you.
Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your
Appreciate you.
patronage. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your
I only thought it said it once, but it says it, I guess, like 3 or 4 times. They don't have evidence yet, Chai says. And, we don't know what they have, right? We just don't know what they have. Right now, they're not saying anything. They're saying they don't have any evidence of anything. The way they are, it feels like that they're putting this out. Does anyone know the date Chris filed for custody of Faith? I don't. I do not. No one named a suspect, but also no one cleared as a yes. Bingo. Bingo. That is exactly right. Just got your notification. Well, thank God YouTube gave a notification. Thank you. You did not miss anything. We just started. Just started. Single mom says I'm screaming team foul play. Well, I mean, I don't know how a child vanishes, right? They don't. People don't just vanish. How would a child or a person or an animal, for that matter, like, how can it get past cameras, right? How can it leave no evidence of anything? Nothing on camera, nothing, no shoe prints, no footprints, no scent, nothing. And when you think of that, it would be one thing if, the dogs didn't get a scent for whatever reason, which would still be weird, but, you would see them on camera somewhere in that neighborhood, somewhere, just somewhere, or a glimpse of Sebastian. But there's not that. There's nothing. So how would Sebastian have left that home? How would it be left that home? If you see him going in the home, or you see him on camera at 6:39 p.m. when they are leaving the steakhouse. 6:39 p.m. He was on camera there, right? Sebastian and Katie were seen on camera. He clearly picks up on that camera, and he picks up on every other camera. We're physical beings. We pick up on cameras, right? And especially barefoot, you should have a great scent at that point. 12 hours is a long time. It is a long time. It is a long time. But in my opinion, something happened, again, in my opinion, something I feel like happened between 6:39 and 9 o'clock p.m., which is right when the phone call happens, right? When she gets on the phone with Chris. These are opinions, hypotheses, and theories. Please don't consider these as facts, and do your own research and come up with your own opinion. We're a discussion channel, and that's what we are discussing. So 6:39 p.m. Is Seth still waiting for Chris's approval? Canadian Grandma. Good question. Good question. I think he'll probably be waiting quite a long time. Quite a long time, because I don't see anything happening. I don't think that they're going to let Seth or anybody else in their home. Right? Happened Sunday night. They had an 8-hour start. One second, y'all. Okay. It happened Sunday night. They had an 8-hour start. Well, Sunday night at 6:39 p.m., they left the steakhouse. Left the steakhouse. And then they supposedly went to their home. They had been going around about, town and doing things all day long. Whether it was at a big box store, or they went bowling, dropped some family members off, went to another house for a brief moment, then went to the steakhouse, the two, Sebastian and Katie. And then what happened after that is the mystery. Now, let's say, for instance, Sebastian got home. Let's say he got home, and they got home. The steakhouse is 10 minutes away? 10 minutes away, right? They got home, we'll say at 6:50. 6:50. Close to 7 o'clock, right? Close to 7 o'clock. And we got 2 hours until Chris and Katie are on the phone, according to Chris and Katie, and that they were on the phone for a total of 3 hours, which to me is extraordinarily bizarre. Maybe when you're, new in a relationship, you might talk to someone for 3 hours, but being together as long as they had, what's the point like, how do you talk 3 hours every single night? And in my opinion, phone records will show that they probably do not speak 3 hours a night. How does someone talk 3 hours a night? And second of all, Chris has to be at work very early. He's got a serious job. He's got a very serious job. And if he was seen, let's think about this a moment, y'all. If he was seen at 5 something in the morning, allegedly, at his work, right? And he was speaking till midnight, he got less than 5 hours of sleep that night. 5:15. He got less than 5 hours of sleep. I think Chris needs more sleep than that, don't you? Could be wrong, but most of us need more than 5 hours of sleep. Think about that a moment. Why wasn't there any footage of Katie and Sebastian arriving home from the restaurant if there was footage of the bins being taken out? There probably was footage of them coming home. I'm sure there was. Why at work at 5:15 and start at 7? Precisely. That as well. That as well. Where did that check go? I get 4 to 5 hours a night and drive for a living. I mean, it's possible, but I have chronic insomnia. Yeah. I mean, it's possible. But if you're there at 5:15 in the morning, but you're not supposed to be there till 7 in the morning, why are you there? That's what I don't understand. You could have gotten a couple more hours of sleep, at least another hour of sleep. You could have just been at your camper, right? Or what, Some Cloud, thank you, my dear. Appreciate your support. It's very sweet of you. Thank you so very, very much. Appreciate you.
Credits received. Thank you for your monetary support.
Thank you, dear. Appreciate you. It's very
Credits
sweet
received. Thank you for your
Why does it
monetary.
Oh, I know why it keeps doing that, because I've got it on loop. I don't want it on loop. That's why it keeps doing that. It's only supposed to say it once. Did that man even sleep? Good question, Kim. Because I'm not so sure. Now, if you believe the one person that came out and stated that Chris was in a very foul mood that morning and was asked to leave work around 10 a.m., which, again, the call. So this is the thing, right? If he is there at 5 in the morning, y'all, think about this. He's there at 5 in the morning, and he's not supposed to start work until 7 in the morning. That's an extra 2 hours. Why are you not resting? But at 5 o'clock, 5:15, he's there. At 6 o'clock, Katie is waking up, right? She's waking up and she goes into Sebastian's room. What time was the 911 call? 6:30 something. Something like that, right? Justin, he lived in a trailer 20 minutes away. Yeah, yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, for sure. 6:33. So before you start your shift, he knows Sebastian is missing. And they're going to put him on a shift at 6:33, right? Where he starts work at 7, but at 6, probably 6:15, Katie is probably calling Chris. And you haven't even started your shift yet. You haven't even started your shift. And you're going to go on your shift when you know your stepson is missing? Could you do that? Would you do that? Because a job would be the last thing from my mind. Wouldn't it you? Katie also calls Chris at 6:03. Oh, I didn't know that. At 6:03. So that's the question. None of this story makes sense. None of it makes sense. And, like I always say, there's things that people do that sometimes don't make sense or may not make sense to the majority of people. But everything cannot make sense and, in my opinion, still be true. I can't see it. I can't see it. It's my opinion. Allegedly. Right. I'm in a new relationship. What did Amy say? And don't even talk to my man friend that much. Wow, I just can't. Yeah. Yep. Lack of evidence is evidence. Yeah, well, so, when like the FBI and TBI and all of them, when they are getting warrants to pull data from phones, from Google or Apple or whatever, they take, trust me, Google and Apple and all of them, they take their time. There's a lot of them in line, and it takes an average of 60 days, a good 60 days. So hopefully, like the really important data is starting to roll in. How's she studying while holding a 3-hour conversation? Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. How are you holding a 3-hour conversation, sleeping, and talking to your husband at the same time? Yeah, studying, reading. I noticed earlier in Sweetie Pie's first video, she was saying law enforcement call didn't happen until around 11 a.m. Who said that, War Eagle? I can't think of anything to talk about for 3 hours. No. No. Nobody talks 3 hours to, like that. I mean, it's some cloud says planned, in her opinion. It's interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting.
Donation.
Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just my opinion, but maybe Tennessee's governor. Perhaps. She said that was the story she was given. Well, I mean, I think it's clear that it was before 11. I mean, they showed the police showed up rather quickly, being there. Now, Seth, he said when he showed up that mother-in-law was there, Katie's mother-in-law, unless they were talking about true crime. Or, yeah, unless they were talking about crime, right? But I think the 6:39, when they leave the steakhouse, to 9 o'clock is very important. I think it's so important that, in my opinion, is when something went down. What went down? Couldn't tell you. That's the mystery, right? That is the mystery. But something, in my opinion, happened. Because at 9 o'clock, she is speaking to Chris. That 3-hour phone call. And you listen to a lot of experts in word analysis, and they feel the same way. Many of them. I've been married 30 years, and I have tried putting his Greg list, and I still haven't sold his butt. It's fun. My husband has gone half a year, and we don't talk that much. He's working and tired. That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, you would think that Chris would be tired. She would be tired. I mean, they had a very long day that day. Very long day. And, they went bowling and just all of that. I don't see him going to work at 5 a.m. and don't work till 7 p.m. Does anyone show up at work 2 hours early? Anyone? Especially in the morning? So let's talk about another theory. Another theory here. Let's say in this theory, speculating again, this is not not a fact whatsoever. These are opinions, hypotheses, and theories, not a fact. If Chris was there at 5:15 in the morning, what time in this theory would he have to leave to get from Hendersonville to his work? He was there at 5:15. He would have to leave around 2. 1:32, something like that. right? Because he can do it in 3 hours and 7 minutes. Thank you so much, SoundCloud. Thank you, my dear. It's so sweet of you. Thank you so much for your support, my dear. Let's see here.
Donation.
Thank you, love. Thank you. Appreciate you. Very sweet. Yeah, 145, something like that. 145, something like that. So that's another theory. Exactly, Justin. Especially if he's on his motorcycle undetected. Yeah, but I don't see him being on a motorcycle. Okay. Gotcha. Normal is 3 hours and 37 minutes, but you can do it very easily in 3 hours and 7 minutes. In my opinion, Chris never bonded with Sebastian. Perhaps, yeah, perhaps. I mean, there are, and I'm not saying that Chris's family is like this at anything, but I'm just saying there are people out there that they will not accept someone that is not blood, right? They may live with them, they may supply, the worldly things that, they need, but they just don't really accept, right? So it's interesting. Don, Grandma 3, thank you so much for gifting a membership. I appreciate you. If you receive that membership, please thank our sweet Don, Grandma of 3. That's very, very sweet.
Yo, appreciate the gifted sub. Appreciate the gifted sub.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. Motorcycles go by here in the snow all winter. Oh yeah, that's yeah, I don't dispute that at all. I'd go as far to say Chris was embarrassed by Sweet Sebastian from what I've seen. That's what was alleged by his ex Nina, right? So, she used the term so sad that he allegedly, called him goofy and stuff, which there's not really a lot of pictures of the two together, right? Thank you so much, Canadian Cookie. Thank you, babies. Appreciate ya. Woohoo! Why is it not doing it?
Yo, appreciate the
There we go.
gifted sub. Appreciate the gifted sub. Let's.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. If you receive that membership, please thank our sweet Canadian Cookie. Sweet, sweetheart. Very good person. And a beautiful mod. ATS says, clutch them pearls. And notice Katie has never said she regretted not checking on the thud. Yes. After the fact and after he goes missing. She hasn't actually, that I'm aware of, publicly said she regret, anything, right? Why was a bed in the garage? Chris said that someone gave him the bed a couple days after Sebastian went missing, which is very interesting. 1 second, please. Sorry, guys, I got strangled. 1 second. Woo! Sorry. I'm okay. I'm just brainstorming here. Is it possibility that Katie decided that she wanted to save her marriage? Very possible. Very possible. So allegedly, Katie had said that she needed time. That is what has been alleged. And perhaps no marriage is worth the child. There is no one, but we see it all the time. In fact, I was just talking about a story. I didn't cover it, but I mentioned it a while back. This woman unalived her child to prove to her then boyfriend that she loved the boyfriend more than anyone else, than the child. Happens every day, Lisa, doesn't it? Every day. Ellie, thank you so much, mods. Please upload Seth's petition. Each signature is a voice for Sebastian. 17,442 so far. It's free. No need to donate. Sign and share. Yes, we certainly will, Ellie. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Very, very sweet. Thank you, dear. Totally agree. Absolutely. As soon as I get, oh, you're fine, Kayla. Thank you, my dear. Justin, if it's my grandson ran away, I wouldn't leave home. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'd be camped out at the sheriff's department 24/7 and not leaving, waiting for answers. You know where Brandy Neal, mother of Michael Monkey Vaughn, sleeps? You know where she sleeps? It's been almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years July. She sleeps in the living room on the sofa right in front of the door to this day. It's been almost 3 years. And you know what? We've heard even about that police in Michael's Vaughn's case, that police believe Michael's remains was in the backyard and was moved. She still sleeps on the sofa. That is a mother's love. Yep. And you got Chris and Katie doing whatever they do, right? Doing whatever they do. It's just crazy. Canadian Cookie, thank you so much for gifting a membership, my dear. I appreciate you. If you receive that membership, please thank our sweet, beautiful Canadian Cookie here. Facts 1, Sebastian vanished from the home. 2, mother said doors locked. 3, no video of him. 4, mother states she took her car to go search. Conclusion, only mom's car left home. So, yeah. During that, from, let's say, from 7 o'clock until 6 a.m., a little after 6 a.m., it's 11 hours. And if Katie did not leave the home after 7 p.m., if she did not leave that home at any point during that night, the evening and night of Sunday into the early morning hours of Monday morning, if there was no other car, truck, person that came from that house, and I'm sure that there's video of all the neighbors' cameras when Katie left at 6 a.m., right? I'm sure that there is, of her leaving the neighborhood. Was she the only one in the car? She says she was. So there's that. That makes the trash truck concerning if that's the only. Damn it, I was muted. How did I mute? What's the last thing you heard me say? What's the last thing you heard me say? That's my muted button for today. I don't know why I'm muted. So she said that the only time she left the house was 6 a.m. And she said the doors were locked. Right? How were the doors still locked? And does anyone know? I can't remember. The front door, does it have a deadbolt? Does anyone know the front? I can't remember. It's keypad. Yeah, I mean, I have a keypad, right? In all of mine, I can, it'll lock if you close it, but also there's a deadbolt, and that's the question. If there was a deadbolt, was it locked? And I think she said of the doors had a code that makes. Yeah, I don't remember if it did or didn't either. Katie said front door locks behind and you can't get back in. So many with the keypads, once you close it, it immediately locks itself until you re-enter the keypad number, right? But generally, when you're inside the home, there's still a deadbolt, right, for extra security. And many of those are keypads as well. Yes, it does have one, and she doesn't say anything about it. What Green Ad say? SU has pics and was sending them to Justin last night. Did you send them, ICU? I don't know. All right, so let's look at a few things here. I think this is important. This was one of the very first press conferences that was, let me find it here. Can't remember if it's this one or the other one. We'll do this one first. So this is February 27th. Okay. This is a very important press conference because at this point, they are absolutely just thinking, you know, they're not even investigating anything further at this point because he was, you know, runaway.
Today is what I'll describe as a redundant search. We have mapped out more search grids, sent responders out to specific grids. They search that area, they clear it, they come back, they get another search grid, and they go back out. Yesterday, we, for lack of a better term, we threw everything that we possibly could throw at this. I'll show you a picture of the map in just a moment. We absolutely obliterated covering the area where Sebastian could have walked off to. Obviously, there's a litany of things that could have happened to Sebastian, and none of them we can presume are credible or validate yet. So we're doing everything we can.
I mean, you've got to give them, you've got to give the law enforcement that they really searched. Like, they really searched for Sebastian. And they did this very quickly. That I absolutely think they did a good job with. Now, but I think also that, you know, when a child goes missing, they just immediately need to do two different types of investigations, you know, parallel investigations. That way, if something is of foul play in the beginning, you'll have, you know, because if time goes on, you know, time is of the essence. And
every lead that we get, we're following. If someone calls and says, hey, I think we saw him by the pond, we're going to the pond and checking. Nothing's off the table at this point.
Okay, and I guess the priority has it's moved from a 2-perimeter search, right, 2-mile perimeter.
It's interesting he said pond.
To now, how wider?
We're at about 5-mile width right now. We keep, as we clear the areas, we keep expanding. We do get calls and tips from time to time, and we take some of the teams we have here, respond to that area, and either cooperate or invalidate the tip.
Okay, great.
And we know that you guys earlier were saying that not discouraging the public from coming out. Is that still the same message now?
So right now we have enough first responders on the ground here that we can communicate with, that have the same training. They have the apps that we use to track, and there's a litany of reasons that it's important right now. There may come a time when we call on the public to come out and help us search, but right now we have plenty of first responders on scene. The best thing the public can do to help us is keep sharing it on social media. If you see something, say something, call the Sumner County Emergency Communication Center at 615-451-3838 and check your home surveillance video. Just check. If you see something, call us. We'll come out and look. I think that that's going to be what breaks the case, is somebody's home surveillance video seeing something.
Okay. And at what
Okay.
point are people gonna-
So that right there, he just said, I think that is something that is going to break the case, is someone's surveillance system. Right? So that, in my opinion only, would indicate that they do not at all have him for sure going out, in my opinion, at all. Nothing of him on camera, right? Zero, zilch, nada. That says it. But the question is, maybe at this point they're thinking, well, maybe, the house across the street didn't catch him, right? Didn't catch him moving that night. How do those mannequins have heat signatures? Tiffany, this was the very first press conference.
coming out and invited to come out in those searches? I know a lot of people are itching to come out to help.
They absolutely are. Sumner County is the greatest place on earth. I truly believe that. We have the absolute greatest citizens here, but we also have the best law enforcement relationships in the county. We've got people from across the state here, the TBI, Tennessee Highway Patrol, Hendersonville's here, Gallatin sent people. We have plenty of first responders. So my urge to the public right now would be to check your home videos and stay rested, because when the call comes, we'll put it out on social media, and that's when we'll need you to come.
Okay. And then, did you want to speak as well before we continue? Okay, I'm going to get you mic'd up.
Okay, go ahead. In the meantime, is when you approach this, search, is it different looking for a child than an adult?
It's definitely different looking for a child with autism. Yesterday, we consulted with someone in the first responder world.
Let's talk about him being barefoot a moment. Being barefoot or with socks on, right? If he got out, whether it was 26 degrees or 46 degrees, not having that conversation again. Regardless, that the earth in February in Tennessee is cold. The ground is cold at that point, right? It's a wet time of year. How far is he going to physically make it, right? And if he had socks, right, and he's walking on next to the road or anywhere, the socks are going to wear out the bottom pretty quickly, right? There's going to be holes in them or whatever. And if he was barefoot, his feet are going to be hurting, right? They're going to be injured. So how far are you going to make it? How far are you going to make it? I mean, are you going to be outside of a 5-mile radius perimeter? I'm asking, what is your opinion on that? Because in my opinion, I don't see him being outside of a 5-mile perimeter. I don't believe he would have grabbed a flashlight instead of his phone. All phones have a flashlight on them. I mean, in my opinion, I think he would be too scared to go out into the night by himself. I think he would be much too scared. First of all, Chris and Katie's own words is that he does not like outdoors. He's not an outdoor type of person.
Snacks, because, you know, he's 15 and snacks.
That's what she says happens.
Snacks, because, you know, he's 15 and snacks. Snacks, because, you know, he's 15 and snacks.
That's what she says Sebastian does whenever he sees a bug. Right? He doesn't like the outdoors.
I believe we're pervy to. Something that
he just does not like the outdoors. And if he doesn't like the outdoors, why the hell would he leave without shoes? And he took a keychain flashlight. Was he in a rush to leave? Right? I mean, if you're in a rush to leave, you're probably going to get your shoes before a flashlight. Right. Was a mattress removed? I have no idea. If he went out without shoes, he probably was running for his life. Yeah, and that's the thing. They said they had a great day. There was nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. They also said that he is afraid of the dark. So my son wouldn't go outside in the dark, even with a regular flashlight by himself. I wouldn't go out in the dark, you know, roaming this, you know, the roads or the streets or anything, just to be walking out of the house, right? There would have to be something that was seriously wrong for me to leave that house, my house, right? I certainly would not have done it at 15. But you see, I believe Sebastian, there you go. Someone just wrote, running, screaming, and probably knocking on people's door. I believe if Sebastian was locked out of the house, I believe neighbors would have heard it. I believe the cameras would have picked it up. My husband woke me up and said that you're putting on your shoes, just saying as a sleepwalker, I was seen. Sure. As a sleepwalker, absolutely. Yes. But the problem is you're not going to sleepwalk for, you know, past a 5-mile, you know, perimeter. And the problem is, if you are sleepwalking, you're going to be seen on the camera, right? You're going to be seen on the camera. You're going to have a scent. That's the thing, right? It goes straight back to that. Okay, so he was sleepwalking. All right. I'm sure he didn't walk in like a straight line. people, when, like a child disappears, they take the path of least resistance, usually, where it's not as, it's already, as least strenuous, right? They're not going to generally walk straight up a hill. They're going to usually go around the hill, the easiest way to do it. So Justin, from what I understand, listening to other channels on YouTube, everybody in the neighborhood was having problems with their surveillance systems that night. So Lisa, I mean, this evening I'm going to do a live on that. But it's not everyone in there. I can't see that there's any evidence to say that everyone was having problems with their surveillance system, or even anyone was having problems with their surveillance system. There are jammers, and I'm going to talk about that this evening. You can get things that overload your camera systems for $20 or $30. And criminals are using them now. Yeah. Incidents happened between 7 p.m. and 3 a.m. Chris was doing something, scratched the arm, and Chris was trying to. Yeah, the arm is bothersome in my opinion. Unless he swipes someone's shoes off the back porch, I keep my yard in the back if it's not raining. Well, Katie said that it was just not possible for him to go out the back area because it would have made a bunch of noise. And that's also very close to, that's much closer to her bedroom. First, was he even a sleepwalker? I don't know, Sharon. I really don't know. But, again, okay, let's apply the theory that he was a sleepwalker. Well, okay, you're a sleepwalker. Many people sleepwalk. Many people take medications that can cause them to do some crazy things while they're sleeping. Fine. He opened the door. But first, he got a flashlight, right? First, he got a flashlight. And he didn't put his shoes on, but he got a flashlight. And then he walked outside. Okay, so he walked outside. All right. He would have had to know, he went out the front door, right? Because the other ones made noise. But if he's sleepwalking, he doesn't know that. But he's probably going to go out the front door because it's closest to his bedroom. I understand that. He walks outside. Now he's in, right, the neighborhood. Where's the footprints? Where's the shoe prints? He doesn't have shoes on. Where is the scent? Where is the footage, right? And how far is he going to go? So, in my opinion, applying that theory doesn't make sense because, you may be able to you may get lucky and avoid detection on the camera, right? You may get lucky, but you're not going to not make footprints. You're not going to get lucky and a dog not be able to track you, right? But I still think that even then, there would have been a glimpse of him on someone's camera. Maybe it's just him cutting around a corner in the far, part of the screen, in the distance of the security footage. And that's exactly right. You have no idea when you're sleepwalking. You're not thinking about where's the cameras, and you're not thinking about trying to stay out of the line of cameras. Now, the way Katie states things, I don't know why he walked out that door. That's her words. I don't know why he walked out that door. It's not squeaking, it's the birds. Hold on, that might be better. Oh my God, I'm on the wrong microphone. Sorry, y'all. I've been on the wrong microphone. I apologize. Is that better? There we go. Sorry. That was the birds that's squeaking. I apologize, y'all. Damn, I was on my camera's microphone. Not this microphone. I was on that microphone. I kept think my earpods were messed up. No, it's not your earpods. Deep and booming voice now. No, go back to the other microphone. You like the birds, Brenda? Tweet, 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 tweet. This one sounds muffled. Hold on, let me see if this was better. Let me fix this. Let me try this. Is that better? That's probably better. So it doesn't sound as muffled. Thank you. My mind has always been stuck with shoes. I have a special needs. No shoes is a problem. Does making it home without the owner scary? No evidence as just telling as evidence, in my opinion. Absolutely. No evidence is technically evidence. This microphone is better on your ears. I love you too, dear. Justin, your camera mic sounded better. Did it? Damn. Shoes is a red herring, in my opinion. I don't think the shoes is a red herring, in my opinion. My opinion is it? Okay. See, it's, everyone's got different taste of how someone should sound. I love the birds chirping. I keep my windows open in my office during this time of year. So, but I think I'll tell you the reason I think there was no shoes, and this is my opinion. Just my opinion. I want to make it very clear. Just my opinion. This is not a fact. This is an opinion that I'm about to give. Don't consider it a fact. My opinion is between 7 p.m. They left at about 6:39 from the place, the steakhouse. They're home by 7 p.m. Between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., Sebastian has his shoes off. Why? Because he's inside. Right? Now, Katie, she states that Sebastian went to bed at 9 o'clock. Okay, he went to bed at 9 o'clock, which not many 15-year-olds do, but I digress. He went to bed at 9 o'clock. He doesn't have his shoes on. Most of us don't have our shoes, our regular shoes, on in our home, right? We don't just sit around in our sneakers or our shoes, right? We either are wearing our socks or we're wearing house shoes, slippers, right? Something happened, in my opinion, between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. And then he was removed or put away somewhere. And then in my opinion, the cleanup and the plan begins. And then they say, was he missing any shoes? No, he's not missing any shoes. It's my opinion. Mm-hmm. If he was on a sleep schedule at 9 p.m., he was zonked out anywhere. He was zonked out anywhere he was at 9 p.m. I'm sorry, insanity, Mom. I don't understand what you mean there, honey. In my opinion, Justin, he never went home. Shift only. So basically, answers phone, took fingerprints. She was a supervisor at the correctional officer. Oh, you're talking about the mother-in-law. So why does Katie say absolutely nothing about 7 to 9? She has a lot of info about 9:30 till midnight. Lots of details. No details from 7 to 9. Because, in my opinion, she doesn't want to talk about what went down. Says it was fairly uneventful. Right? Fairly uneventful. Well, what were you doing between 7 and 9? Tell us. Were you, whipping up some mac and cheese? Were you, crocheting? Chris something? Were you writing him a love letter? Like, what were you doing from 7 to 9? What went down from 7 to 9? Katie will eventually crack. I don't know. She'd have to be a psycho to be in Chris. Hold on. Where did that go? Cops cleared her, though. I'm confused. Cops cleared who? There is nobody at all, zero, zilch, nada, zip, that has been cleared in Sebastian's case. And again, there is nobody that has been named a suspect or even a person of interest. Neither way. Perhaps. No one is cleared. Didn't TBI put out? No. Nope. They said they were fairly cooperative in the investigation. The only person that has said that they were cleared is Chris. And Chris alone. Nobody has said that they've been cleared. Seth hasn't even. Seth said, I know I'm a suspect. Right? Even though he's at work, but still. Katie was the last one with Sebastian. If they can't figure out what happened, do you think they're going to clear somebody? They don't clear people when they don't know what happened at all, ever. How can they clear someone if they don't know what happened? That's what they're stating. Right?
who does emergency management, who also has children who are autistic. And she kind of laid it out for some things that I didn't understand or comprehend at first. She gave us a lot of tips and tricks. So we've had several calls from people with autistic relatives that have told us, hey, have you thought about this? And listen, there's nothing off the table. I don't care how crazy it sounds. If it's going to help me find Sebastian, get him home safe to his family, I'm going to do it.
And what are some of those considerations that go into looking for a child with autism?
I apologize, my dear. I apologize. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Kak? Is am I saying it wrong? Let me know. Why did TBI Flyers say he was last seen February 26th? Let me go back to my calendar here. Okay. So, because that is when he was reported missing, most likely. Most likely. Remember, it was Sunday evening into the hours of Monday morning. And they are going by the story that Katie and Chris are saying. Cake. Okay. Cake. It's like cake. Okay, sorry. I'm a dummy. I always want to know how to pronounce people's names. Okay. So, they are going to go by what Chris and Katie, or sorry, rather, Chris wasn't there. Katie says, even though Chris says it, that between 12 and 6, he went missing because allegedly Katie was up until 12. So between 12 and 6, he went missing, which would have been Monday. Right? That's technically, anytime after 12, that's when the new day starts. So 12 and 6, so that would be why. Cake. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much.
Donation.
There we go. Thank you for your patronage. And oh my goodness, we got a new member up in this piece. Thank you so much, Southern Girl. Appreciate you. How sweet. Welcome to the family. You're now a Pearl. That's what's up. You're now a Pearl. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. All right. Let's continue here. Let's get it on.
Some of the things that he likes, what he's familiar with, we know that Sebastian likes cats. We were told that his favorite song was Eye of the Tiger. We've tried playing that to just kind of calm him and let him know we're here to help him. I'm sure that he could see what's going on here and be intimidated, but if he sees this newscast, I want him to know, Sebastian, come out. We're here to help you. We just want to get you home safe.
And at this point, have you guys ruled out any indication of foul play?
I won't say that we've ruled out any indication of foul play, but I will say that the family has been nothing but cooperative with us. Nothing but cooperative. There's no indication of foul play at the moment.
Okay. How have those tips been of people coming in and offering up any information? Have you guys had any leads or any information that you can kind of share with that?
We've had several tips. One of the tips was that he was sighted off of Newman's Trail off Long Hollow Pike. We actually, when we got that tip, we sent it.
Remember, cooperating doesn't mean cleared. Cooperating never means cleared. Now, remember whenever someone on Facebook said that they saw Sebastian, I don't know if it was a troll, I don't know, but it was off the trail, right? What was Katie's words when she replied that? What were Katie's words? I forgot what they were. It was, I've got it. I can pull it up probably somewhere. Let me see if I've got it here. But it was very strange. It was very bizarre the way that she She wasn't like, "Oh my God, I'll be down that way in 5 minutes." Um, what's he wearing shoes? Is that what she said? I've got it pulled up. I can pull it up. I've got it on my file somewhere. So everything about them is yeah. Well, did she go down there? Did she go down there and did she call out his name? Sebastian, mommy's here. Um, not that I'm aware of. Let me see here. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Then he's going to walk through that door and the street will be flooded again with family and relatives all waiting to hug him and love him. Chris Proudfoot, that's a little hard for anyone to do when both you and your wife decided to skip town. Is that it? Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. Here it is. Let me show you this. This person writes, "My daughter and I spoke with him." Katie said, "Tara, what did he say? Question mark. Anything? Question mark. Did he seem stressed? Was he wearing shoes?" He shook his head no for cooperating and his head for yes to foul play. I would have been like, not if you spoke with him. The first question would be where? Where? Oh my God, did you call the police? Oh my God. I'm getting in my car now. Right? Is he okay? Did he seem stressed? I mean, of course he's stressed if he was out there. He's a kid without shoes. In one interview, Chris said something like, "Men don't hit women, and I was going to teach him to not hit women." I think that's a profound statement made and very leading. Very bizarre, in my opinion, as well. Was he wearing shoes? Really? Right. I mean, I agree. I absolutely agree. In my opinion, again, you don't look for something if you know where something is. That's my opinion, though. If you ran away, what would you do? Pack food, flashlight for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, usually they would, pack like a backpack, right? But why would he run away if he had a good day? If he took his nighttime medicine? What time did he normally take his nighttime medicine, Katie? If he went to bed at 9, right? If he went to bed at 9, that would mean she would have had to given him medicine prior to 9 o'clock, right? That's what I would think. Katie's body language speaks volumes. What did he say? Think about that. Yes, Kelly. Under the neighbor's car, shoes. Most meds take 30 minutes to start working. Right. So if he went to bed at 9 and he's still up at 10 o'clock and she hears a thud. First she said there was nothing, and then she said she heard him in there, messing around, doing whatever he does. And then it was Bubba, I don't care what you're doing in there, go to sleep. And then it was, Bubba, did you fall out of bed? No, ma'am. Okay. Oh yeah, they're not going to give him ADD meds at night, but they would probably give him his I forget what the medicine's called. It's a very, very potent I think it's an antipsychotic, but it's also used for people with his condition and other things. So, and it makes you very sleepy. Even a 7-year-old who pretends to run off and hides in the garden. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Yep. If he knew, I mean, when I was a kid, I would, you know, pack my little backpack and stuff like that, and I would go to like my little tree house or whatever. Um, I that's just what kids do. Isn't that a strong ADHD medicine? I don't know what his ADHD medicine was, but no, it's not Seroquel. There we go. There we go. I ran away when I was 5 years old and packed a small suitcase and went off to my tricycle at the end of the road, turned around and came home. Yeah. That's what most of us do, right? If we're going to, or, pretend like we're whatever, So, yeah. The person replies, yes, my sister-in-law saw him as well. So, and there's no evidence at all that this person saw Sebastian. I want to make that clear. As she heard, she called me and then called police. I'm sure a guy across the street called too. Officers came and drove in our neighborhood, but we literally are right up against another subdivision and woods. So there's that. All right, this was the February 27th, the day after, which was which was Tuesday.
We made contact with who they thought was Sebastian, and it was not. Again, that's a great tip. It could have been. So if somebody sees something, call us. Let us know.
And do you guys know, I know you guys were checking shoes last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
Oh my God, Spirit Seeker, where have you been? I've been thinking about you. It's so good to see you. I was thinking about you the other day. I hope you're okay, dear. I ran away once. I came home after the street lights were on. I was scared, but I was like 10. I didn't have street lights where I grew up. I was raised in the country. I mean, you couldn't see 3 inches in front of you. It was so dark. Yeah, him chewing gum it's annoying there. That's good to see you. Thank you for becoming a member, Spirit Seeker, my love. Appreciate you. Y'all give it up for Spirit Seeker. very good mod and creator and friend. So thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Something that Chris has said has bothered me. He said that Sebastian liked to be a ninja. I think that doesn't personally bother me. I mean, I think a lot of boys like to be ninjas, like a lot of girls like to be princesses, right?
All right. And how's the family doing? Just to ask, I'm checking in with them.
Oh, I cannot imagine the struggle that the family is going through right now. I'm a dad. Director Widener's a dad. I don't know how they're handling it. I couldn't survive if something happened to my kids.
Managing all of this, what's been going through your guys' mind? Just kind of juggling all of these people and having people come in from outside agencies as well. I mean, what's been going through your mind?
Well, I think Director Widener said it best. Every time we debrief and talk about what we've done, we're asking, what ideas do you guys have? Because, I think I'm a pretty good law enforcement officer, but I'm not the smartest guy in the room, and I know that. So if someone's got an idea, and we've had some pretty good ideas come up, and we're gonna try everything we can. So keeping an open mind and doing anything we can to find Sebastian.
And then I also am told that he might be on medications as well due to his being on the autistic spectrum. What is that kind of thing like, and is that kind of upping the danger of this situation?
So the medicine that he was taking is, he's chewing gum. So the medication that he takes, it's not life threatening. It's not going to, it's nothing to, it's going to, he has to take, for him to survive out there. Swifter, no disrespect intended. However, you're so pretty and easy to look at, my God. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. That's no disrespect. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very sweet of you, my dear. Thank you so very much. You're very sweet. Thank you. Very, very kind. Very, very kind. Bowling shoes or slides or Crocs. Chewing gum can help me, to be honest. You chomp, now I chomp. Didn't say chomp. What off? Do you know if anyone has pulled the GPS history from Instagram, Facebook, etc.? Because if they have accounts, it'll record GPS as well. I'm sure that they have pulled everything, Melissa, I would think. But the thing is, first they have to get warrants. They have to have a judge sign off on the warrants. And second of all, they have to have the company, which they are constantly doing, not just for this case, all kinds of cases. The company has to get them in order and send them back, which does take time, right? It takes a lot of time to generate all of that. Usually, it's going to take a good 60 days before they get, they might get, more preliminary stuff in the beginning, but once they get everything, it's going to take a good 60 days generally. But I'm not really sure. I'm sure law enforcement has all that been telling the public. Absolutely.
It definitely increases the volatility of the situation. The medicine was there. Obviously, we treat as autism. So how he responds to that once the medicine is out of the system is really not my expertise, but I do know that it's going to have a negative effect on him. So it definitely is increasing.
And then as people approach him, if they see him, are they advised to move slowly or call you guys first? Or I guess what's the recommendation?
I would definitely say call us first. If you're close enough to talk to Sebastian, talk in a calm, slow voice. Let him know that you're not there to hurt him. You're there to help him, and hopefully you can build a rapport with him until we can get there and bring him back to his family.
About how many agencies are helping with this search?
Oh, we've got at least 10 agencies here. Yesterday, and Director Widener.
I'm Ken Widener, KENWEIDNER, Director of Sumner County Emergency Management Agency. So yesterday we had multiple agencies. We had 220 searchers on the ground. And
I mean, 220 searchers, professionals. That's a lot of searchers, right? Southern Girl, did I say thank you? Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. If I didn't, I apologize. Kathy, thank you so much for your super sticker, my friend. I really do appreciate that. Very kind of you. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for your support. It means a lot to me. Yeah, there's Sharon. Thank you for all. That's very sweet of you. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for your membership, my sweeties. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate you. We have the best chat. Everyone is amazing. We're the best mods, the best people, hands down.
we bring them in and they go through operations and they get assigned to search areas. So we're using a search program to track them, and they lay tracks from their cell devices, and we know where they're at, and they complete those search areas. They come back and they get reassigned, or we reassign them when they're in the field. So today we'll get a count on that, but I'd say we're over 150 searchers on the ground today, and multiple agencies, and THP helicopter, and I'm not sure what the chief went over, Metro's helicopter, TBI fixed wing, over 10 drones.
He did say, I'm not going to say he's barefoot. He did say that. I'm not going to say he was barefoot. He absolutely did. I think he was just saying that as a precautionary. Is this a new conference? No, this was taken February 27th, the day after Sebastian went missing. He had been missing less than 24 hours at this point. Less than 24 hours at this point. So this was in the very, very beginning of when Sebastian went missing. And it's very important to go over these things, right? Hands on the pot. Valentina says it's common sense that Chris got hands in the pot because the kid was never seen leaving. These cases make you question your logic on purpose, mind control, pushing corruption. I mean, yeah, I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying. You think you're like, it's logic, right? It does boil down to logic. I mean, how do you get past your scent, right? How do you get past a camera? How do you not leave footprints, shoe prints, any sort of evidence? Well, you can't get past all of that. You just can't, in my opinion.
Got 12 K9 teams here, 8 mounted units yesterday, horses yesterday, and 10 here today. So we're covering as much ground as we can, and we keep expanding that search area. And we have pounded the area, the neighborhood that he went missing from, and the neighborhood adjacent, and we keep expanding that out.
And with the anticipation of the temperature dropping tomorrow and a chance for storms, is that going to change the search, or is it going to have any impact on his ability to survive?
Hey, Glitter, great question. And has his medication been refilled over the last 2 months? And did they do a pill count against the days that he's been gone? Right. I think that is important as well. To me, it's important. Did she give his medicine that evening? because that medicine that he takes of the evening makes him sleep. It clearly makes you sleep for sure. And just because the camera didn't film him doesn't mean he wasn't there. Just because the dogs didn't hit on the scent doesn't mean he wasn't there. You can't depend on things 100%. You are correct. I mean, there has to be something, right? There has to be, if there's not one, right? If there's not one thing, like if there's not him on camera, that okay. He got past all the cameras. Right? He got past all the cameras. But how can you get past, right, your scent, right? How can you get that far without your shoes, right? So there's layers, but you can't get past all the layers, in my opinion. Christy, thank you so much for becoming a member, my dear. Welcome to the family. Hope you like pearls. Hope you like pearls. They look good. They look good. I was going to wear another shirt. I was going to show off my pearls, but I didn't. Let's see here. Yeah, illusionist. I think Justin, isn't it strange that no, it's not, because they work with missing and exploited children. When we think of the Secret Service, we think of tall men in a black suit, right? But there's so many different levels of FBI and Secret Service, and they do, foreign and domestic, a lot of different things, right? So, but they've been on it. They're just assisting, you know what I mean? They are not navigating this case in any way, right? It would be Sumner County or TBI. I don't know who's the lead. I would probably say Sumner County, but I could be wrong. They are there just to assist them if they need a capability. What'll happen is TBI will ask FBI or Secret Service, hey, can you help us with this? And all they do is help them with that, give them the information, and what their, like, Sumner County or TBI's decision to do with that is their decision. All they do is, it's just, hey, can I use your yellow pen? Sure, here it is. You do whatever you want with it. That's pretty much the way it goes. Yeah. Yeah. My son has ADHD and doesn't take his medicine on non-school days. They make him not want to eat. He's 16 and he likes to eat. Right. Right. Just came over. SL, how are you, dear? How are you, my love? Let's see here. What if Katie overdrugged him so she could? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, that theory, things like that has happened for sure. But is she going to call that would indicate that Chris would not be there in that theory. And if he wasn't there, she would have had to have called him later, I would suppose, right? Oh, thank you, Gail. Thank you so much. It's so good for you to be here. Thank you. We enjoy having you. Thank you for interacting. Appreciate you. Another reason it would be interesting to know about if the medication matches. Yes, I believe that's what can't get past the dog scent. And didn't the dogs even pick up on his scent in the house? Yeah, I mean, his scent's going to be in the house. There's no getting around that. How many intelligent minds, FBI, Secret Service, and many others did not find any trace of Sebastian? This is insane. Correct. 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 At least that's what they're telling us, right, Cake? I mean, that's what they're telling us. They're saying the CIA, the FBI, TBI, and Sumner County and other agencies are saying they have nothing, zero. Now, I cannot believe that personally, that they have nothing. Maybe they don't have, obviously, they don't have Sebastian at this point, but I can't help but speculate and think that they would have more than perhaps what they're telling us. They may not have what what we're looking for, but they have, thank you, Lacey, but they have a little bit more than I think they're telling us, right? The whole camera thing is bewildering. Not even any camera of coming and going with Katie's car. That's why cops need surveillance. These neighbors. Yeah. Yep. I agree. Later this evening, I have a live scheduled, and we're going to talk about scrambling. I forget what I named it. But what people are doing, these criminals, like that when they're stealing cars and stuff, they will scramble people's door cameras. And all it does is send a signal that jams the Wi-Fi. It's very interesting. I can't wait to talk about it this evening. And you can get these things for as little as $20 now. So it's very, hey, FGTV, good to see you here. Scent would be outside too, because he lived there. He just took the garbage out that night. Yes. Now, your scent, as long as the weather is, decent, normal, your scent will last usually in an area for some hours, right? Usually a day or so it'll last. Now, but it just depends where it is. If it's like in the, if you're somewhere in like New York City, yeah, it's not going to last very long. But if you're like, in a forest or in the woods or something like that, it will last much longer. The private skater is just that private.
We're concerned about the weather because we don't know exactly what he's dressed in, and we could have some flurries tomorrow, and the storm, so the wet, and you lose.
Okay, so Does anyone know what the temperature was on Tuesday? I don't. Please, God in heaven, let's not get on that subject again. Why'd I ask? But they just said Wednesday. They said tomorrow. That was Tuesday when they're doing this. The day after Sebastian went missing. So this would be 2 days after Sebastian went missing, which, the first 48 hours, it was flurrying outside, and he's barefoot. And the first 48 is important. Thank you, Brooke. Hey, Fluffy. Good to see you, dear. You know good and well they are tailing them. They have listening devices in their home, probably. Oh, I'm sure they listen. There's no place that they are going now that they're not being watched. I am sure. Absolutely. Well, looky you, Sarah. You're at the beach. Rub it in. That's awesome, honey. Hope you have a good time. Enjoy it. Beach is
Body
beautiful.
temperature 30 times faster when you're wet than when you're dry in the air or in water.
Yes.
And so we're concerned about that and the chance that we could have flurries tomorrow and those dropping temperatures. So we're continue to work with drones and FLIR. And we've actually utilized tactical teams, SWAT teams, the county ERT, and night vision that our operators have, and they've been in the field for many hours at nighttime.
Yeah, that was my next question. How do you guys operate these searches at night? I know last night it got dark pretty soon, and it's going to get dark pretty soon here today again. How does those searches go in, and how do you keep those effective?
Yeah, flashlights, FLIR, and night vision.
Yeah. I'll say we do change our tactics based on the weather. So last night we did that. Not ready yet to describe exactly how we did that because we may have to apply that again tonight or tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And then at this point, what you were kind of talking about it earlier with the body kind of going to shock with these low temperatures. And you guys have originally said 2-mile perimeter just because that's as far as usually someone will walk. But are you expecting at this point he'll be tired, exhausted, sleeping? I mean, I guess what are you kind of estimating here?
Teenagers are resilient. We're really hoping he has enough clothes on to stay warm, and we think that when he gets fatigued, he should rest. And
so once particularly children they will become so exhausted, right? Because you only have so many calories that you can burn, right? You're not getting your caloric intake. So generally people will become so exhausted that they will just collapse. And they'll be found in, if they're found alive in time, they'll be in, usually like a balled up position or whatever, especially if it's cold. So Sebastian, he was thin to begin with. Thank you so much, September Rain. So kind of you. The number 3 is mentioned a lot with Chris and Katie. 3-hour phone call, 3-hour drive, 3-way call, 3 places they visited that day, and number 3 is often associated with deception and manipulation in criminal psychology. That is a wonderful observation. That is a wonderful observation. I never thought of it like that. You're right. There's a lot of 3s. A lot of 3s.
Thank you for your
patronage. Thank you so much, September. That's very generous of you. Thank you for your support. Means the world to me. Thank you so much. Be right back, snacks. 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 We need snacks. because he's 15 and we need snacks.
Snacks because, he's 15 and snacks. Snacks because, he's 15 and snacks. Snacks because, he's 15 and snacks.
Something that I believe we're privy to. Something that I believe we're privy to. Something that I believe we're privy to.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
even a fly, and he's like,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
even a fly, and he's like,
Well, thank you, Chris and Kitty. Get your snacks. Get your snacks. I told him to go to bed, and he did. Yeah. Says what 15-year-old to go to bed, and they actually listen, right? She looked around the home for 3 minutes. Yes. Yeah. Did you look on the other side of the bed? Chris said. Did you look on the other side of the bed? Did you look around? She looked everywhere. Then she went, yeah, his wheezing. And then she went to the kitchen because sometimes he gets up and he, I guess is making breakfast at, um, 6 o'clock in the morning, before, she even gets out of bed. What 15-year-old goes to bed when you first tell them to go to bed, number one, and then when you tell them to go to bed, he's still replying to you at 10 o'clock, no, ma'am, when he probably would have had his medication to sleep and it would have been, it would have had a good hour to kick in, and then be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed before 6 a.m. to be, I guess, in the kitchen, either grabbing him, making him some eggs, or I don't know, making cereal. Did she go outside and look into the crawl space? White door off the side of the home. It's interesting, isn't it? That would be on the side of his bedroom. I believe Mohawk is the one that you are mentioning. Oh, listen, we all love snacks because, they're snacks. Why don't he call his mom mama or mom? I'm sure he didn't he? I'm sure that he did call her that. I would think. Yep. So she already knew that he wasn't in the kitchen. Well, I mean, she had to pass. She has to pass the kitchen because the kitchen is closer to her bedroom than it is his bedroom. So there's that.
He doesn't apparently doesn't sleep a lot at night, and he's more active at night. And
That's another thing. He's more active at night, they said. He's more active at night. That's an interesting comment because didn't she give him medicine at night? I mean, when does he sleep and get rest?
probably sleeps a little more in the day. So we hope he's laying down and resting, and we just.
Okay, so he sleeps more of the day, and this is obviously coming from probably one of his parents, right? So if he sleeps during the day, when does he sleep after school? Is that what? Because he goes to school during the day, right? School's what, 8 p.m. Or 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So when he gets home, does he take a nap and then a few hours later, he goes back to bed at 9 o'clock? Because that doesn't make sense either. Because I don't know about you, but if I go to sleep at 5, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, I sleep a couple hours, I'm not going to go to bed as early that night. Thank you, SoundCloud. Was garbage heavy? Sebastian run off before. Allegedly, the trash truck people got in touch with law enforcement and said that the Proudfoot's trash was bulky and heavier than normal. And that's when they ended up allegedly searching they did search the one in Kentucky. He sleeps at school. No, I wouldn't think so. I mean, probably not. I don't think you would be able to sleep in school. And to your second question, did he run off before? Chris and Katie and Seth say no, he doesn't. He does not run off. He's not a runner. However, one of the neighbors said that he has ran off before. So what? Which one it is, I don't know.
Just want to, we don't want him to outwalk the search, and the ground that he can cover on foot. We're working with that, and we're putting that into consideration when we create the areas that we search.
Who's helping out with the aerial searches as well?
There's multiple agencies. TBI's helped, Metro Nashville's helped, Tennessee Highway Patrol's helped, our drone team, North Star has helped. Wilson County is going to come help with some aerial coverage.
That's
the Sumner
a lot.
County Emergency Management Drone Team has been phenomenal. There's really no limit. If there's a resource out there that can help us, we've called and we've asked for it.
Pretty much every agency in the county, and then counties from across the state, quite honestly. And with the plea, and I think I heard Chief talking about that earlier. We have a lot of people wanting to volunteer, and we are really looking to put trained personnel on the ground.
Absolutely. Elizabeth Lee says he would have come out by now. Hungry, miss mom, miss dad. He would have made it to his dad's house. He missed his grandma, Seth's mom. Yeah, I mean, at this point, either someone would have to have him and make sure that they're taking care of him, or the worst has happened. And hopefully it's not anything. Thank you, SoundCloud, by that. I appreciate that, by the way. Thank you, my dear. Where was that at? Bear with me. Where to go? All right. Thank you. Spirit Seeker, thank you, love. I believe the 3-hour call. Because my hubby works out of town too. He comes home every weekend. We talk 3 hours, not daily, but I believe Chris did for control. I've wondered that myself. Spirit Seeker, did he do it like he was just the type that lay the phone down so I can listen to what's going on in the house? But I personally believe that there was something in this subject, a plan or an alibi, in my opinion. Thank you for that, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Okay, where am I? Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much, my dear. He might have took snacks with him. Well, they had just went to a couple wholesale places, but there's no indication how would he have he taken snacks. He would have had to have, you know, you would think there would have to be some missing, and what is he going to carry him in? He would have probably, found evidence of him taking snacks at this point, in my opinion. What if he ran off? Where's the scent? Even if he ran off, where's the scent? Precisely.
That are familiar with search and operations and have the ability to perform limited rescue operations. And we've got teams on standby if we have a rescue situation. And so there's a lot that goes into that, and we can track these personnel a lot easier. So.
Are divers still on scene as well? Do you know?
They're on standby.
They're on standby.
And by.
Is there anything else that you guys want to add that I've missed?
Continue to share the social media page. If you see something, say something. Check your home surveillance video. Those are really the huge things that the public can do to help us right now find Sebastian.
Right.
So we had a child a lady walk up today with a child who's autistic. They're from Watertown, and the little boy wanted to tell us where he thought Sebastian could be, and he told me very forthright where he thought he would go if he were lost. That he would go towards creeks, and he would go behind buildings, and the different things that he would do. And he told his mom this morning that he wanted to come up here and tell us where he thought Sebastian might be.
So, Chris and Katie said he wasn't an outdoor type of person, but we will, that he would never go in like a pond or anything. It had to be like a pool area of some sort. But we'll just see. Have to see. All right, guys, I'm at 2 hours and 9 minutes. I'm going to end it here so it will be listenable. I will be back this evening. We're going to be talking about the jammers. And what did I name it? I don't remember what I named it. Let me check here. What did I name it? Oh, it's called Planned and Jammed. Planned and Jam. Some Cloud says all 5 were afraid of abuse charges. Yeah, that's not something you really want. Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Sum. And Tammy Lawson, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the family. Y'all, please welcome Tammy. Get your pearls on, girl. Thank you so much. You're now a pearl. Appreciate you. Y'all are so good to me, and I can never thank you guys enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where is my applause? There we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you all. Yes, this evening it's called Planned and Jam. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the notification bell so you won't miss a thing. And if you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, I would greatly appreciate it. It is one of the ways that will get Sebastian's name out to more people. We need as many people to see his face as possible. We're at 2 months, and we have, again, very much in like the Summer Wells case, nothing. Thank you. Keep grinding. Nothing more than the day we started, really, other than, Chris and Katie's interviews that they have done. It's so bizarre. kids don't just vanish, and stories generally make sense. If you are not subscribed to my third channel, it is me a little bit more off the cuff. We talk about everything over there. It's just me with whatever comes to my mind. We talk about current affairs, current relations with things going on in the news. We talk about life. We talk makeup. We talk just everything, everything. So it's called Hey Sweet Tea. I just started that channel. I think less than probably a month ago or so. So we're over there as well. May 28th, Justin for All will be, or around there, which should be back up and going as well. And keep grinding. I pray more than anything else that Sebastian and Summer is out there and they are fine, right? As best as they can be. And I believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. Thank you, ATS. Good to see you, my dear. Thank you all for joining me. You could have chosen to be anywhere on this platform, in this world, and you chose to be here with me the last 2 hours. And I am really grateful for each of you. Justice, and let's just pray that Sebastian Rogers is found soon. It's been too long. Everyone deserves answers. Thank you, SomeCloud. Thank you so much. You need a channel called Bustin' Justin. You're funny. All right, guys. Yes, keep up the prayers for sure. I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Make sure you hit that so you'll be reminded in a little bit. All right, guys. Love you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.